sir.
Uh, Good afternoon, dear participants. Now we are going to begin with the third and last session of day 3. This is about practical session, hands-on practice, again with Miss Silpa Nayak ma'am. She is working as a data analyst in TCS-IN, which is strategic unit of Tata Consultancy Services. So we are glad that we are having her third session now. So we are already comfortable with her. So without wasting precious moment, I am directly handing over to the presenter, Miss Silpa Nayak ma'am. Please ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, all of you. So,
Good afternoon, ma'am.
okay. So today we'll gonna start with the new project, which is related to multiple linear regression model. And before starting the project, I have to say something. I have shared the file in file tab. If you will look at it, I have shared one Excel CSV file. Okay. The name is powerplant.csv. Are you able to see that, guys? Please download that CSV file. Because today we will be going to use this CSV file in our project.
Madam, I will put the link in the chat box for the CSV file.
Okay, I'll share that. I'll share you. I have also uploaded the file in the chat box, guys. Please download this CSV file. We will be going to use this in our Jupyter notebook.
It is not there in the chat box, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
You are also a part of WhatsApp group of FDP.
Okay.
So you also uploaded there. If it is not upload in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, let me share that.
I sent that file in WhatsApp group, ma'am. Already I sent it. Dear participant, that file is in WhatsApp group. You can download from that too.
Thank you so much, sir.
It is also available in a team.
That's what I'm saying. It is available at three sources: chat box, in Teams, as well as your WhatsApp group, guys. Please download this file.
You just check the post is in a team.
It is done, ma'am.
Okay, should I start now? Should we start the project, guys? Everybody got the file?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good to go. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Before starting the project, I want you to know what exactly from where we have got the linear regression, multiple linear regression equation. Okay. So everybody can see my screen, guys. Everybody can see that?
Yeah,
Is it
notepad.
visible?
Yeah, notepad.
Yes, not bad. Yes. Okay. So can someone tell me about the linear regression equation? I guess we have discussed before.
Y is equal to mx plus c.
Okay, good. Let me tell you something now. Okay, so we have some data points here and there. Okay, and it it the function is trying to create a line in such a way that the line minimize the sum square error rate of the points, which means if we create the line, okay, so the error rate, which means this point to the line, it should be minimum. Okay, and this is the difference, the distance between this this point to the lower point, which means this is our intercept, which is b. In case if my equation is y is equal to mx plus b, then my b is this, and this will be my theta, which is m is the theta angle. Okay, so what happens is if we have more parameters than one parameter, here in this case, in linear regression, which we have done in the first session, so this is independent variable, this is dependent variable, and this is the error rate, and this is coefficient. What if I'll increase the dependent variable? First of all, the equation, it might be like this: f of x1 is equal to wx x1 w0. Okay, where these 2 points, this is the independent variable and this is the dependent variable, which we will get from the data. Okay, and these are the unknowns, which means these are the weights which we will have to find out. So if we have 2 or 3 more parameter, then equation will be like this: f of x1 comma x2 is equal to w0 plus w1 x1 plus w2 x2. Again, this is our independent variable x1 x2, and this is our dependent variable, which we used to say as labels in our data. Okay, so now my weights are 3. Okay, 1 2 3. So there will be so this will be, there will be no line anymore. Okay, it will be plain. So so now we have to find the 3 variable, which are w0, w1 and w2. Okay, So now my function become f of x1 plus x2 up to xn is equal to w0, w1, x1.
Madam, it should be separated by commas or plus? F of x1.
This one, comma, sorry, my bad. W2, x2, and so on till wn, xn. So now we got the idea. The data will have these things with us, the dependent variable and independent variable. So we have to find out the weights, okay, the variables. So now I'll start the Jupyter notebook. Everyone start the Jupyter notebook, okay? We will create a new folder again for our new project. We name the folder multiple regression. In that I'll be creating Python file. Let's just name as MLR person. Okay. So today we will gonna create the multiple regression. We will use publicly available data, which uses the concept of MLR model that we need to build. Okay, so we'll be starting first of all with the importing data sets. So I think everybody just open their Jupyter notebook, right? So I can start.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll be going to use 4 libraries today: Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So we're gonna write the code for that. Import NumPy. Byplot.
ಹೇಳಿ ಗೌಡ್ರ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Now we will import our data set. We will create a variable for our data set so we can use pandas and load our data. Underscore CSV. This is the syntax you will have to use. As I mentioned before, you just need to go where your file is. Suppose press Shift and right click. You will get this copy as path. You just go back to your Jupyter notebook and paste over here. There is no mistake. Now you just have to add the slash, so will not get error after this. So we have 5 columns. So definitely this will be our dependent variable, and these all are independent variable. Okay, so let me tell you about this data. Yesterday I have shown you the website called UCI Machine Learning Repository. I have taken this data from that website, and now I'm going to use this in our project. So the data name is combined of cycle power plant data set. You can easily get to access that website, and you can download it from there. So now this data is actually consist of 4 attributes, if you can see. Okay, let's just check how many uh, rows and columns rows are there in the data, and is
Madam,
there any null values or not.
madam, small disturbance. I want to know how to
Sorry.
copy this file.
Sorry.
Copy the file, copy and paste to the this one no code. Yesterday you
Okay,
have
okay.
okay. How to copy it? Some right click we have to do on that.
Okay, okay.
Copy the path.
You just need to press shift and right click on
Shift.
that particular
Okay,
file.
okay.
So you will get this tab.
Got it.
Okay. So if we will print the tail of this data set, we will get the idea which is the last row. Okay, we have around 9567 columns approximately. Maybe let's just check the shape. Okay, there are 9568 rows and 5 columns, because of the first is included the title. That's why we are getting here 9567. Everybody is getting till now.
Yes,
madam.
Okay,
Got it.
okay.
Can you please show the path?
Sorry,
I'm getting error, ma'am.
where error?
E-data sheet.
This. Okay, this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I explain that again, or you are able to do this?
Can you explain one
How
more
to
time,
copy?
ma'am?
How to copy that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You just need to go to your file location where you have downloaded your file, your folder, or downloads from anywhere. You just need to, first of all, you need to left click, okay? Then you have to press shift and the right click. So you will get this copy as path. Got it?
Right click, ma'am.
Shift and right click. Shift and right click together. I hope you are
But
getting it.
madam, it is easy for the beginners to bring that file to the same folder where the code is, isn't it?
Sorry? Sorry.
It is easy for the beginners to bring the CSV file to the code area in the same folder. So it's better.
Yes, that is also fine.
Yeah.
That can be done. In the folder we can keep it, no?
Yes. Yes,
And just
this is
write
a
the
good
name.
point. If you want to, if you are not able to find that, then you have to upload this from here. You just need to upload this wherever your file is. You just need to select and upload it, and from that folder you can use that. For
Yes, that's a
me,
good idea.
yeah, and for me this is the good idea. This is the right. So I used to do this.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. You still getting error, or it is solved?
I'm doing, ma'am.
Okay. So we should proceed further. We have very less time today. So if we will print the information data, we will get to know about there are these many numbers of columns. Okay. these all are floats, these many numbers of entries, and the usage, memory usage of this notebook. Now, the most important part when we talk about multiple linear regression, we always, think about the correlation of the variables. For that, we will gonna check the correlation of our data. See, I name my data as this variable name p data. So I'm going to use p data dot co double r, and when I press shift and enter, I will get this. This is the correlation table, guys. This is very important because it tells us how variables are correlated to each other.
And what does this number indicate? It's 0.84. Are these
That's what I'm going
percentages?
No. This is not percentage. Let me tell you something. Wait a minute, just. Okay. So what it is, this is the correlation between variables. For example, if the sign of the coefficient variable is positive or negative, it will tell you the difference between the positive values increases and decreases. For example, if the negative sign in our case is this. Let me plot the that graph. We will easily find that. So I can explain that in detail. Okay.
Add a new and just one line to it so that I know a little bit of this. So
Sorry.
just one line can I add here regarding
Yes,
this correlation?
sure.
This correlation actually it ranges from -1 to +1, where
Yes,
0
yes,
indicates no relationship at all among the attributes.
yes.
But your -1 and 1 is 100% correlated. So in that case, what we can judge this existing data set, it's useful for prediction or not. If
Or not,
the
right?
it's nearby 0, in the negative or positive way, so it's not useful to use this data set for prediction. That
So that means no, if it is 1, that means 100% correlation. If it is 0.84, so it is 84% correlation. That's what it means?
Correct. And
that the
one
data
more
set is
thing.
useful for prediction. You can use this data set for your machine learning prediction.
Then is it necessary to remove the
guys,
not related values, unrelated values like minus 0.41, minus 0.5? Is it?
So there are a lot of attributes we are not.
Okay.
So we may
Okay.
reduce that by PCA or something. So,
Okay.
Okay, guys. Let me tell you something. If in this case we have 5 variables, okay, but in some cases we have more variables. But can you see here 0.84, 0.84? What if we'll get 0.98 here and 0.95 here? That means if here is the value is nearer to 1, that means we can drop a feature from these 3, because we don't want to use every feature which is highly correlated, because it will not give us the good amount of accuracy rate. It will repeat the values, and which we don't want, because it will act as a redundant entry. Okay, so let me show you something that is a heat map of this graph, because sometimes what happens is if this number is not that attractive, if I'll plot heat map or numbers, so you can easily see that which is highly correlated and which is not. So for that, I'm going to use heat map over here by using Seaborn library. Okay, I am creating a variable as data plot, and sns dot heat map p data dot correlation. See, This is the graph, but what? Let me add some values to it so you'll get the nice idea. Okay, CMAP is the color code of this heat map. Okay, there is no need to worry. The code is available on internet. This is the syntax for this uh, library. If you will write the same thing, it will be good because we can get the nice idea. And I will write a notation because we want numbers on that each cell. I'll write true. Just get this. It should be not I. It should be okay, we got this. Yes. Guys, this is Y small l capital G N B U. Okay. So this is the smaller version. If you want to plot whole thing, whole data set, you can do that. But for this, this is the enough. So see the darker the color, the value is nearer to 1. If you can see 0.84, then 1 is definitely because it is the same column 80, and this is the 80, and that is the reason it is giving us 1, and that is the reason it is dark blue. Then we will come to this 0.84. Can you see this? This is the number of this is good correlation 0.84. But if you'll see, there is not not that many numbers of correlations. So now we will going to use matplotlib for it because we want to see the graph. Okay, so what matplotlib will allows us to adjust the transparency of the graph plot using the alpha attribute. So we will be using alpha approximate 0.5, more than that, so we will get the nice idea of the graph. So we'll use plt dot scatter. I'm just checking this with two variables, this 80 and PE right now. So can we alpha is 0.5 is you want to make the graph more transparent, and that is the reason we are using this. If you will not if you want if you will write 1 then or greater than 1, it will be not that transparent. So plt dot x label, it will and y label on PE. Okay, this is the graph. Can someone tell me tell me about this graph, how it is correlated? Anyone? Someone is trying to say something. Someone is saying something, or because I'm not getting any voice. Whoever is speaking, please speak a little louder so I can hear, because I'm not hearing any. Or is it? So this graph is negatively correlated, right? Is it
This is
linearly correlated?
and this is negatively correlated. I don't know. It shows that the temperature when the temperature is less, the electricity consumption is more.
More. Correct.
And when the temperature is less, the electrical consumption is less. So AT is the temperature and P is the electrical consumption.
Okay. Great.
But I think
So,
this is not the insights are wrong. No, means if the temperature is,
Less.
high, the electrical consumption should be high.
sorry.
When temperature less, consumption is high, correct, no, sir?
When temperature is less,
Consumption is high.
The consumption is high, right?
Okay.
Temperature is this. Temperature is this, sir.
Yes. Yeah, temperature is on x-axis.
Yes.
So this is negatively correlated. That's what I said. I'm contradicting my own statement. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is the value of y increase when x is increasing. Okay. For example, if I want to talk about the example of if we are traveling somewhere, okay, the hours that I continuously travel, when the number of kilometers will increase, right? Am I right or not? So this is the sign of, okay, this is the sign of coefficient, which is positive or negative. If the sign is positive, that means the value y decreases, okay, and when decreases when x increasing, and the negative sign, which means y decreases when x decreases. And the best example
Madam,
for
your
this
screen is freezed. We can't look. Your screen is freezed.
Because I'm not doing anything right now.
You are explaining something negative. No, nothing has been seen on screen.
Okay. See here. If these are hours, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. These are hours, and this is kilometers. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is value of y increased when the x is increasing. That means if I'm traveling, okay, hours, and that I continuously travel, then the number of kilometers will increase. Yani x भी increase होगा और y भी increase होगा. Got it? And this is positive correlation. And if I'll talk about negative correlation, then negative sign y decreases as x decreases. If we see the number of minutes, and suppose this is the number of minutes, and this is the volume of ice, okay. So what I'm trying to say is if you will wait. Okay, so we see the number of minutes of the ice cube from the out of the freezer we place on the table, then the volume of the remaining ice cube, so if there is the number of minutes increases, the volume of the ice is decreasing, okay. The minutes and the volume, here minutes is x and volume is y. What I'm trying to say is when the time is going on, the size of the ice is, because it is melting, the size of the ice is reducing, and that is negative correlation. That's it. Okay, I'll ask something from you because I really want to know that you are understanding or not, understanding this properly or not. Suppose.
Madam, one doubt. The above plot, that
Yes.
heat map,
Yes.
it is similar to the confusion matrix in MATLAB.
No.
This
Not
one,
exactly.
heat.
Not exactly. Yes, but not exactly like that. The confusion matrix is same, but not exactly like this. This is correlation numbers. Okay. Okay. So if we get the value as suppose r is wait a minute. Suppose r is equal to my r value is -1. Can someone tell me how I place the line on this graph? In which direction? Because it is negatively correlated.
Right, downwards.
Yes, like this, right? And if some data points are here, not exactly here, but my R value is 0.7. So in this case, it is not exactly like this, not in the middle of, usually it happens. This is 0.7, nearer to 1, but not exactly that much. So our line is should be here, right?
Okay.
I hope you all are getting this. So R squared value is not dependent on the, how it looks. Sometimes my points are here, exactly parallel to x-axis, but still, and if I place the line and I get the value of 0.7, then there is no, we can say that this is the good correlation, but it is not exactly. We cannot use that in our modeling. In the same condition, if I'll talk about minus 0.5, if my value is r is equal to 0 point minus 5, which is negatively, if you see the minus sign before your number, that means it has to, the point should be like this, not like this. Okay. And what if we'll get the circular, you know circular data point, not you hardly hardly create a line between this. I mean, you will get this, but it will not give you the good score. So this type of data we will have to handle, or we'll have to remove, or that means we have to see our data first. Okay, I'll have to remove this first because we need to check our data. Okay. So I'll write code for our let's just try with the different okay.
Can we go with all the 5 variables, madam?
Sorry?
With all the 5 variables?
Yes, we are going here with all 5 variables right now because we have no similar number like this 0.8. Okay, if I'll have 0.9 over here, then I'll have to choose one of them. I cannot use both of them in our data set. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I hope you all are getting, because why we are not doing that, because we don't want redundant value in that, because model will act and receive numbers, receive this correlation as a redundancy. Okay, and in that case, we have to reduce the, or sorry, we have to drop that column, and we have very less number of columns, so we will be going to use every column of this data set. Otherwise, if it will have more columns, then we'll have to think about it and we'll have to plot this. But at the same scenario, we'll have to check other columns. We have plotted AT and PE. Now I'll gonna plot V and PE. So let's just see. See, this is the same as the previous one. And these are the outliers, as you can see. Here some points and here some points. Are you getting this? Now we'll try to plot. See, the points are, the points are so close to each and every, so we can easily create a line between them. Now let's check other variable. It has the same features, same similarities of looking at the data or not. So we will be using now AP and PE.
Then we can directly plot the pair plot, no? Everything will
Yes,
be
yes. I just want to show. I just want you to show this one by one, and then I'll plot back. Not exactly. I'm going to show you everything.
Madam, that alpha is 0.5. What does it indicate?
Sorry, alpha 0.5. It tells you the visibility of your code. This graph. If you increase greater than 1, then it will be not clear as it is looking right now.
So we have to
try that.
The number should be small.
Yes, the number should be less than 0.5, or sorry, the less than 1, not greater than 1. You can choose any number. So by using Seaborn, you can plot pair plot, which I was talking about yesterday, that you should always try to plot pair plot if you have less number of records for practice. But it will take some time. Okay, we got this. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
See, this is the pair plot I was talking about. No, it tells you everything about each variable. As we can see this AT, and let me reduce the size so I can pronounce the labels as well. So, okay. Okay, the relationship between AT and V. This is positive correlation. This is positive correlation. This is negative correlation. This is also negative correlation. This is positive. So this type of data. So here is no correlation. You can say that, but still we can plot line like this. There is no need. In this type of case, now we will going to use multiple linear correlation, but for now, if you practice for different models, as I told you yesterday, you can apply and check the score, because this is not necessary that I am going to use model will get the same score and not the different score, because it dependent on the feature selection process, as well as the number of records the number of selection of records here, and as the same it depends on the models. If we use different models, it totally dependent on that. So Now I'll write the code for.
Madam,
Yes.
just a minute. The autocorrelated diagonal element, they are giving histograms, no, rather than the scatter diagrams.
Yes, you can do that as well.
It is Seaborn is taken automatically.
Yes, you can do that. There's no problem. Histogram as well. So for now, what we're gonna do, we will drop our element, which is PE, which is our dependent variable in our case. Okay, let me. Okay. So this is our dependent variable, and these all are independent variable. So we'll have to separate both of them, and we will create X and Y as we used to do this. Okay. So we will be creating X as a independent and Y as dependent variable. So we will write X is equal to P data. I will declare the variable as X, capital X dot drop, and we have to drop that last column, which is PE. Dot axis is equal to dot values small y is equal to, for our dependent variables, data, which is PE from our data, values. If we will, these are the data points as we can see, and there should be, if we'll print y, there should be single line of that. Okay, yes, good. Okay, everyone is with me. Are you able to see codes, and are you doing that? So I can proceed further with another code.
Wait, madam. We will complete this.
Okay, no problem. Should I increase the size?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam, can you once again explain this again, why you dropped this PE?
Okay. See, this is our, okay. We have this many number of variables. Okay. This is our dependent variable. This is, in our case, if you will look at the equation, this is our Y. Okay. And this is X1, X2, X3, X4. Okay. This is our dependent variable. These all are independent variable. For training of the data, for testing of the data, we have to drop a column. So what I've done is this is the data, and I dropped the last column, and I have written X is equal to 1. Why I'm writing X is equal to 1? If I'll not write 1 and if I'll write 0, it will reduce, it will deduct the
all the rows.
Yes, on the rows. If you'll not write that, and that is the reason we are using here 1. Okay. And the remaining one, the I have created the new variable, which is Y, which is collecting the PE variable, which is temperature, from the data set. Okay.
Okay. So you are means removing the final dependent variable and you are storing it in the new variable.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you scroll on the top?
Sorry.
That all the variables are displaying, right? Actually, I missed it there. Can you
Yes,
scroll on the top?
on the top. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Top here. That
Yes.
variables are printing, right? Before
Yes.
this correlation.
Mm-hmm. This one, this one.
Info. Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Cdata.info.
Yes. Got it? Should I go down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we will split our data into two sections as we all know, the training set and test set, 80-30 or 70-30 partition. What it exactly do is training and test split involves the splitting the data set into two training and testing sets, right? And which are mutually exclusive. After which you train the training set and test the testing set, because we want to test our, you know, we want to test our data set, how accurate we predicted or not, right? So and we will check the accuracy score from that. So first of all, we will import the sklearn model for splitting the data set. Okay, so we will split test set. Okay, there is this shortcut key control. If you'll press control and this slash, okay, so you will get this is the shortcut key of notebook right now. So I'm just saying, okay. So from sklearn, model selection, because we have to select the model selection. Train, test, split. Train, capital X. The data set into X. Test size will be, we'll keep it 30%. Random state 0, because I don't want you or me to, if we will run this code again, if we'll not write 0 or any other number, it will randomly take numbers, which I don't want right now in this session. Okay, we got the error.
Madam, your Y is small.
Selection.
X and Y in the second line.
In the second line.
Inside bracket.
Okay.
Train test split X and Y.
Test.
Model selection spelling.
In parameters.
Model selection.
In parameters, your X would be capital. Sorry, Y should be capital.
We got this. let's just print the value of x. And so we got the idea of how many rows it is, capital X, right? So it's correct. Okay, this is this. Okay, you can see the code, right? So now what we're gonna do is we will train the model on the training set. Okay, and our training set is this 6697 and 4 columns. So for training set, I guess I haven't mentioned sklearn, right? No, so I'll have to import here. Okay, so sklearn. sklearn is scikit-learn, right? This is the library. As of now, we all know this linear model. I'm just declaring the variable name is as MLR, which our model, which is yes. And let's just after fitting the this model, we'll have to check the coefficient. I really want to see the coefficient right now. Coefficient right now. Coefficient. Just need to name your this variable MLR and dot OEF and underscore. This is the syntax of this is the syntax of this model. Okay, MLR comma. It should be comma. Okay, we got this. Okay, these are the coefficient of our model, the function that we want to do. Let's just see the
Ma'am,
intercept. Yes.
are you writing anything? Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm getting error. Name linear regression is not defined.
Name linear regression not defined.
Yes, ma'am.
Linear. Please write linear regression right like this. This is case sensitive. You have to write capital R before you start this. The spelling capital L and capital R. You write this properly. It will not throw you back the error.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please explain that fit once again, please? MLR.fit is doing what?
Yes, it is. See, we are training our model in this. So what we have taken is we have splitted our data into training and test set. Okay. So we are taking we will not going to touch test set because it is already in 30%. So we will train our model using Y train and X train. Okay. So what we'll need to do is we just need to write this variable name which containing the model and fit our model to X train comma Y train. Then what will happen is when you will run the code, you will get something like this, or the long I guess long data types, which includes here something like the data or the point, which is not the right case. So after that, if you try to look at the coefficient of our data set or intercept, you will get this. So right now what I'm trying to find is intercept of this our linear regression, multiple linear regression.
Just a minute. Mean those x and y values are been substituted in y is equal to mx plus c equation.
Yes, yes.
That is what is fit means. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So our intercept value is 448. After modeling the data on training set, we used to find the accuracy rate on testing set data, because whatever it predicted, how accurately it predicted or not, we will try to find that, and what type of difference or we get in our data, we will see that as well. So we will predict the y set, which is y pred prediction MLR dot predict X test. Now we are using X test for prediction. See, this is Y prediction, which is 30%, which we left, and now we are comparing this. We are predicting this, okay, for our X data set, X test data set. So if you will print Y underscore pred, okay, this is the prediction, guys. This is the X prediction, X test prediction. Now I just want to see the first line, so we will what we will do is let's just check the first line, so we will get the idea. Okay, I will predict. I will use I will use MLR dot predict, and I will copy first line of my code. Guys, just look at this. I'm just going back to my first the speed dot headset. Just try to copy first line from here. First line. This 5 elements. Okay, and just go back here and just check this. Okay, you just need to just please place it with comma. It will tell us the idea about the and we are taking this from data set, so please add parenthesis, square bracket, and just try to predict this. Okay, there is some error. Okay, I guess we have taken the extra. Well, let us find the error. We have to use double square bracket. Okay, we got this. Yes. See, for the first line. Okay, let me tell you something. I have done some silly mistake. We are checking for this line, for this four independent variable. What will be our energy? What will be our PE? That's why I just copied these 4 numbers. Only these 4 numbers. Right now the PE, which is energy, is 463.26, and what we are getting in our prediction is 467.46, which is nearer to that. Are you getting this? Everyone, please tell me. I haven't evaluated the model till now. I am just showing you how it will predict for one line.
Predict in the bracket
Your voice is lagging. Will you please repeat that?
in the statement MLR.predict 14.9, 41.76, 1024. So we have to, from where we have selected that?
This one, this one?
No, next to that statement.
This line?
Yeah, that one.
We have selected this from the data set, the original data set, the first line. I'm just checking.
You have to copy it and paste.
Yes, you just need to select this 4 records. You just need to copy this and just paste it over here and replace that arrow thing with comma.
Thank you.
You just need to do this. Yes, yes. It's okay. As you can see, I'm not opening the chat box. If you are having any query, or if you are behind me, or if you want to see any code from below, upper line, please tell me here. You can speak. I will not go back to check the chat bot because right now we are doing code, writing code. So now what we'll need to do is we will evaluate our model. Score. Y test, Y prediction. We are checking Y test with Y prediction value. Basically, that this Y test is that remaining 30% of the data, and we are checking our prediction with this predicted, this predicted MLR, which is already happening on the test. R2 score is not defined. R2 score is not
Matrix.
Because we have. Sorry?
Matrix include करना पड़ेगा.
Matrix. Yes. We have to include that first. So for that, I will use from sklearn matrix code R2 score. So now we will not. Sure. Yes. Our score is 0.9304. Okay, this is our evaluation, guys. This is our, today we will see the difference between actual values and predicted values. So we will get the idea how accurately we will getting our, data points, because I really want to see the difference between those points. Before doing that, okay, let's just finish this. If everyone will done till this, please let me know. I'll explain something to you right now before proceed further, because I really want you to know what is R square in our actual the maths behind it, what exactly it is going on here. If you are done, please let me know.
Done.
Okay, because I'm going to open my Excel sheet right now. That's why I'm going back to Excel sheet and I'll explain this, and that is the reason I'll have to go from here. So I'm requesting you. So
0.93 is acceptable value up to what?
this value,
No, 0.93.
0.93
Is it up to which number we can go? That means that 0.9, 0.93
yes,
or
yes,
0.8.
yes. You can use any number. The point,
We got result 0.93. If it is
Mhm.
0.8, what is our conclusion? What we can do with?
that see it is closer to 1, okay,
Okay.
and if you'll see in percentage, this is 93% accurate data.
Yeah.
This is what it tells you, but this is the maths behind this. Now I'm going to tell you that, and the phenomena of this will be clearly soon. Okay, let me just open the Excel sheet so I can show you something. Okay, uh, okay, what is the formula of r square? R square. Please read it as a r square. I'm not going to write that. The formula of this is 1 minus RSS divided by TSS. What is RSS is residual sum of squares, and TSS is let me write and then I'll explain it to you. Residual square, and TSS is total sum of square. So, when we talk about the actual points, the actual data points, actual values, and the data value. Okay. Okay. So, suppose my actual value is y, and my predicted value is y hat. Okay, how the r squared is calculated? How we have to know this, because this is the main thing. So the formula is this, but how we will get this? So it is y minus the mean of y. Mean of y means, suppose there are some values, suppose there are some 101, 140, 140 kind of values, and predicted value is nearer to this. Suppose this is 99. I'm randomly taking it. You just okay. So and is equal to sum of. Okay, you can use average function over here. Average of this. This. Okay, y, which means is equal to this minus this. How we can place the dollar sign? Are you getting my point? Okay, let me write this, then I'll explain that to you. So this will be my y minus y hat and this will be my y minus square. Square of this, the same thing. I have, okay, and the sum value of this will be our TSS. Summation of y minus mean of this value will be our TSS, and this will be our RSS. Okay, and as we all know that the formula says if you will write 1 minus this value, 1 minus bracket, the value which will be going over here, the total square of y minus y hat divided by this value, you will get your x, you will get your r square value. Are you able to understand this? What I'm trying to say is we are taking actual values and predicted value. How r square is calculated, I am trying to explain you that we are taking actual values, predicted values. Okay, then we are taking the mean of these three values, and we are we are subtracting this y minus, which means 101 minus this value, whatever we will getting, we will do square of that, and summation of this square these values of this, and the summation of this values will be our RSS, and whatever the value we will get, that will be our R square. And that from this we can get this, how this value come, how this value is we are getting from the model. Are you able to understand this, how we get this value, everyone?
Got it.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much. Now what we're gonna do, we will check the difference in each element, the actual result. Okay, so we will plot the result. It will be interesting. So for that I am going to import matplotlib dot py plot. Did I mention?
Yes, already imported, ma'am.
Sorry, already imported, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So we will write PLT figure. Figure size. Definitely going to mention figure size because I really want you to see that in the other one will not look good. We will be creating scatter plot for those data points. So plt dot scatter y underscore test comma y underscore prediction will be our actual values. PLT dot y label predicted values. PLT dot title will be versus predicted values. Okay, this is the data points. There is so similar, they are so similar, but in from the graph if we are not getting this, So I'll try to plot that as the normal numbers, but see the graph, guys. See the graph. It is so similar. If our predicted value is not that accurate, so which means our some points are plotted over here, I mean here or here, but they are on the same track, both of them. There is no much difference. They are so close to each other, the actual value and the predicted value. Are you getting this? So I'll write code so we will get to see the actual predicted value difference. Are you able to understand this? If not, I will explain that again. Please tell me, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Please again, madam.
Okay. See, the actual we have plotted on x label the actual values, and we have taken on the y label the predicted value, which is y test, which is from here, which we separated in the starting phase, 30%. Let me increase the size so I can show that to you. Okay. Y test. This Y test. Okay, here. See, we have splitted our data into 70-30. This is our 30%. This is Y test is 30%. And right now, this is our 30%, which is actual data. Okay, we have separated, but what we here is the predicted data, the Y pred, the predicted data set. The points are 4, 3, 1, 4, 0, something like that. Okay, and these points are so close to each other. You can see this. This is the plot of the actual and predicted data points. They are near to each other. There is no much difference. And for that, if I want to show in the number, I'll just write a code for that, so you'll get the proper idea for this. Why?
We can assign different colors also, no, for actual values and for predicted values.
Yes, you can do this. Dot data. Y test. So points from Y test, nearly about this. Then we will this, which will be Y pred, the predicted values. And let's say so I am writing this in inverted commas because I want my title should be like this. This will be my numbers and this will be my title. Okay. This is the syntax. That's why. Y underscore test minus Y prediction. So prediction underscore Y. Let's print some 20 points, 25 points. We got this. Okay, guys, we have used data from pandas. We have named our title as actual values, and this predicted values, and the difference. The difference is y test minus y prediction, because the actual values minus our predicted values. Can you see the difference? How less difference is this? You can easily tell this, the difference. See, 0.431.23 and 431.40. This is less difference. So we can actually say that the model is doing so well right now because it predicted values so closer, but still it is not good that because we have got the, I guess, what was the accuracy score, 93%. We can also use some different algorithms for this. We can try and we can test and try for that, and we can try to reach the accuracy rate till 99%. We cannot have 100% in some cases, rarely, but definitely we can try some different type of algorithms, because the accuracy rate plays the major role in every machine learning algorithm. I hope you are getting my point. What I'm trying to say is that the accuracy rate of this model is 93%. This is 93%. Okay, but if you will use some different feature engineering, selection plays the major role as well. As someone, I guess someone told me before, for told us everyone that should we go with every parameter in this data set, or should we drop something. But the point is this: why we are why we have created this table, this table, correlation table, because we want to see is there any any correlation, high correlation in 2 or 3 variables. Because suppose if I'll have 95%, which means 0.95 something like that number over here, then definitely I will be dropping one of them variable, because I don't want, because if I'll drop the one of them variable, then definitely my model prediction will be, the score will be great. Maybe it can be more than 93. Definitely it will be 93. So what I'm trying to say is you can use different type of models in this, because I have used today multiple linear regression. You can use and you can practice with anything you want. First, let me save this. The good thing about Jupyter Notebook is this, that it auto saved your project. So
we'll go to last statements, madam. Last code.
Yes.
That one. Please zoom it, zoom in.
Okay. Zoom. Is it good? Oh, okay. See, here we have, I hope you are getting this. This is our 30% with the original data set. This is our original data set. And this is from the modeling. After modeling, this is the predicted one. What I have done is the simple thing that I have subtracted my predicted values from the test value, from the original data set, to see the difference between these two values. And I just plotted the first 25 lines of this data set, which is clearly, you can see it is really nice comparatively. Because one more thing I have to add this. If you will get 0.7, more than 0.75, your R2 score is good. But nearer to 100, which means 0.1, nearer to 1.000, which means 1. So if it is nearer to 0, your score will be good, which means your model is accurate. This is so accurate. So right now in our case it is 93% accurate, but you can use some different type of algorithms of regression analysis. For regression, as of now, we all know that we have supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and in supervised learning we have also two parts, which is linear regression, which is regression and classification. And in regression we have used multiple linear regression, as well as we also can different type of suppose we can use, wait, what happened? Okay, yeah, we can use KNN and SVM. We can use that as well. So I request you, all of you, that please practice or do some more algorithm on this, or if you can reduce some error, or you can increase this course by selecting the correct features, or do some operations on these labels, so we can get the more accurate this we can get more accurate score. Okay, any
Madam,
doubts?
no, that
Yes, yes.
last two lines of coding, we have to please zoom in, madam. Zoom in.
Okay.
Madam,
Yes.
theoretically, let us say if we provide 100% data to the training set and 100% data to the testing set, then the accuracy should be 100%, no? Theoretically.
Wait a minute. Yes, tell me. What were you saying? So sorry.
Let us say, theoretically, if we provide 100% data set to the training
Yes.
and 100% to the testing, so our accuracy should be 100%.
Yes, but how is that possible? Because
No,
you are not
that's what
changing
I'm saying.
anything.
That theoretically, I'm
Yeah.
asking that it should be 100% thing. No?
Yes, but that is the
Yeah,
very
that is
wrong.
not possible. That we are
Yeah.
not going to do. But theoretically, it is yes, no, it is 100%. It should give 100%.
Yes, it can be, but I would rather suggest don't go for this. But I mean, practically we will not. But still, I can't imagine this. It is hard to imagine. I'm really sorry, but yeah, you're saying I have never thought of this. But yeah, guys, you can split your data into 70-30 and 80-20, and on the basis, I would rather prefer this. I guess we have separated our data into 30-70, right. I will definitely going to try this with 80-20, and then I'll check my score, and then I will let you know tomorrow that what will be my score. And if someone is using different algorithm, we will discuss tomorrow as well, because I am more interested towards you guys, because I really want to know who get how many score, how many score, because I got 93.04. I really want to know that who will get what type of score after this class. I will definitely going to check tomorrow. So it's 4-3, guys. If you have any doubt, you can ask me right now. So one more thing, I have noticed last day, I guess yesterday, that someone is in chat box saying, please provide the code to us. I'm really sorry, I haven't seen that message. I have seen that message just ago, just when our session ended. So today I will gonna save this file, and I will definitely right now providing you the whole, whole data set to your chat box right now. So what I'm gonna do is download as IPYNB, and yeah, it's downloaded. So now I'm gonna open my chat box. Okay, where it is? Yeah, chat
Madam,
box.
I am getting some error in the last two lines. How to rectify it?
Just a minute, just a minute. I'm just going to share this. Where it is? Okay, in downloads. So, upload downloads. Yeah. So can you see this now? I have shared my code with everyone.
Okay.
You can check and go through it. And please try to practice. Please try to practice and and increase the score. I would be happy if I'll get to know about the score tomorrow. That my score is this, my score is that, because I really want to know what did you do, what model you have used to increase the score of our score of our model. Any doubts, guys? Because we are running out of time already. It's 6 minutes late.
Last lines, 2 lines, I have got some error.
What error? What type of error? Tell me.
That is telling that Python input 48 line 1 some error it is showing. EOL while scanning the string, something it is syntax error. That is
Okay.
PD dot data frame, no? There's some.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. This is PD dot capital D capital F.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Then open bracket.
Yeah.
Then ye curly bracket. Then
Yeah.
actual values. It should be in inverted commas.
Okay.
Then you can use colon.
Inverted, madam. Double inverted or single inverted?
Whatever you, but I'll rather prefer single quoted. You can use double as well. Then
Okay. Single quote,
the variable you are using right now, this
White.
variable,
Yeah,
you
white
can, yeah, this should be same. Okay, this
No,
should
that
be
is the
same
colon we
as,
have to give, equals we have to give, colon, no?
sorry.
Actual value, colon, y
Yes.
test, equal y test.
Yes.
Okay. Is it colon?
Yeah, this is colon space y underscore test. This y should be
Okay.
as similar what you have variable declared. Yeah. So now you got this?
Yeah, got
the
it.
answer?
Just check. No, madam, some error is there. I'll check with your course. Curly brackets also closed. Normal brackets closed. Somewhere it is giving mistake. Okay.
Okay, you can use my code. We'll look at it because we are running out of time because we are 8 minutes.
Is it possible to share now? You don't know. Screen share
Sorry?
option is not there. Screen share option is not there for me, I think.
That's
Sir,
why. That's why.
I can avail it. I can avail
Yeah,
it right
please,
now.
please,
Just
please.
coming in. Yes, sir. You can now.
Where is it?
Just a mic option. Just near mic option.
Okay. I will share my screen. Just see, madam. This is, I think you can see this.
Yeah,
Screen.
just a minute. Okay. Can you zoom in because I'm not able to see. Okay, now I got this. Why you are facing this wrong? Okay, zoom in some. So I
Zoom
can
in.
because it's just not visible.
I'm just checking where to.
No, sir. You can press control plus option, sir. Press the control key and plus button.
Okay. 1 minute. Now you can see, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. You have done everything right. Data frame, actual values, y underscore test, register value, while scanning the string. Because, okay, in the y test minus y test, it is right. There is nothing wrong in it.
Possibly df equal to the second line. Spread
Sir?
underscore
Oh, yeah.
df.
Yeah, df.
There is inverted comma over there. In difference,
It is there, no?
y test minus y prediction is there. After that one inverted.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you should, yeah.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any doubts,
For
you cannot
90-10.
ask right now because we are running out of time.
Madam?
You can, yes, tell me.
With the same code for 90-10 split, it is showing 93.65.
Show me.
Accuracy.
Yes.
With the same code, let us say if we split data into 90 in 10,
Yes.
instead of 70-30. So the accuracy, instead of we were getting in 70-30 93.04.
Yes.
And when I did at 90-10, it showed me 93.65, merely jump, mere point.
Okay,
It is a point.
this is nice, but try to remember this always, that if you will increase more than 80%, you know, the training set, if you will increase that, there are high chances that you will may get the good score or as well as the bad score. It is dependent on the data set, right? I will always suggest you guys go for 70-30 or 80-20 always, not 90-10, because in some cases what happens is, if we have numerous amount of data and suppose we have categorical data, suppose, so there are high chances that in that particular 10% of data set you will get no or yes, you know, the whole thing. I hope you are getting my point. If you are not, I will try to explain that in next session. But please try to remember that. Please split your data into 70-30 or 80-20 and try to use some different algorithms, or try to do some feature engineering in a good way so we can increase our score. Well done that you have tried right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
anyone, because now it's 4:12, I'm getting warning from them.
Ma'am, that file you share at the end is not available in chat. So can you please upload in the, our file section or in a WhatsApp group, ma'am?
Okay. Let me share in the file section. I am sharing that in file section. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Then I will upload in WhatsApp from there.
Okay. Okay, I have shared my file, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
So shall we end the session now?
Yes, sure, sir. Sorry,
Okay.
Sorry, sir, for delay.
No, ma'am. Thank you. It's really good. We don't have any problem. We can continue still half an hour more, but we are having the time limit for the participants.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, dear participants. Thank you. This is the end of the third. Thank you all of you.
Where file is uploaded?
Yes, file is uploaded. File is uploaded in file section. You can go through it in Meet section.
It is not in chat box.
Thank you, madam.
It is.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll WhatsApp you guys. I'll WhatsApp you.